Acceptance Month. In the sponsored segment this morning, we're joined by Fiona Buss, the marketing coordinator for Laugh and Learn Autism Therapy, to talk about the different programs that are offered there and so much more. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Let's start with this. Tell us about the different types of therapies that you offer there at your center.
Yeah, so a lot of times kids that are in ABA therapy could really benefit from some additional ones like speech, occupational, or physical, but maybe they can't get to those extra appointments if they're off-site. Maybe the kiddo struggles with transitions, and also it can be just really difficult to collaborate when they are in different locations. So we partner with Empowerize to offer all of those right on site, and so it's really great for the kids because we can work as a united team and collaborate and make sure to get that kid on the right path.
Yeah, so it's a big picture approach all under one roof, which is pretty cool. Let's talk about your school readiness program and what that's all about.
Oh, it's so fantastic. So going from a one-on-one in ABA to a classroom of upwards of 30 students can be a huge jump for these kiddos. And so we are lucky to act as that kind of transition piece. So we basically have a mock classroom where we have multiple clients with one teacher, so to speak. And it's great too because the teachers and IEP teams of the actual schools can come in and kind of observe that kiddo in that setting and then see what they'll need to do to better support them when they do switch over. And even after, we make sure to meet with those IEP teams and teachers to see if there's anything more we can do to support.
Yeah, you're really setting them up for success. And so talk a little bit more about some of those key skills that you focus on.
Absolutely. So the skills that we focus on are ones that are going to foster confidence in the classroom. So we're talking about, managing behaviors in that group setting, learning how to follow the directions, complete assignments, working well with others, and even asking for help is a really big one. So, but of course we do it all in a very child-centered way. So it's super fun, lots of games and activities, and they're always having a blast.
Yes, plenty of support. Now, it's also my understanding you're expanding into in-home treatment. Talk about that leap and why that is a part of the bigger picture as well.
Yeah, so for some families, it's just not in the cards for them to get to the clinic. Maybe they have transportation difficulties. Maybe the kiddo isn't ready to be around the other kids in that group setting. And sometimes even parents have a level of distrust for what's going to go on, in the clinic. And in this climate, it's understandable. So it's a way for us to break down really as many barriers as possible for that family. We meet the kiddo where they are at in their home. It makes for easier generalization too because we are in their home environment already, and the parents get a very high level of training because they can see what's happening in the sessions, they're involved, and then they can recreate it outside of that.
Yeah, they get to see it firsthand. And then, just beyond helping out an individual child, you also offer things like parent night out, parent support groups. Why is that important to what you do?
Oh, it's so fun, and it's so important because we want to create a support network for our families in the community. And so, like you said, for us, that means we have Parents Night Out, where parents get a night out to themselves and they get to drop off their kids at the clinic with, great and, might I add, very fun sitters. We also have a parent support group in Grand Blanc and Brighton where we cover different topics that, a lot of parents are really wondering about nowadays. In addition to this, last year we participated at over 21 different community events, which was amazing. Some of these being Inclusive Halloween, Autism Alliance of Michigan's Hero Walk, as well as, Brighton Farmers Markets and fairs like those. And I also have to mention, we recently started participating in, we are collaborating with Michigan Horse Therapy to allow our clients to try out equine-assisted therapy, which has been so fun watching them make use of that.
Well, it sounds like you're really there to support the entire family. Where can people find out more information?
Give us a call, take a tour. We would love to hear from you. You also, if you're not ready for that yet, check out our social media and our website. We have lots of tips on there for any autism family. All of our events are on there, so we're welcoming all in the Grand Blanc and Brighton communities to come laugh and learn with us.
Yeah, Laugh and Learn Autism Therapy centers there. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.